Is the stock market turning around? I'm going to give you some facts as to why I think it may be. Tesla is ahead of schedule and continues to impress. And here's the biggest news of all. Robinhood is still a trash platform. All that and more coming up. That's right, guys. As of this recording, the Dow Jones is reportedly up 585 points, an incredible comeback after a terrible week. But I'm going to tell you how I was not surprised by this, and we're going to talk about a lot more as far as Tesla and Robinhood are concerned. But first, I want to welcome you to my channel. Hi, my name is Brad, and this is Own the Chaos. The stock market is a crazy and chaotic place, and no more have we seen that in recent days and weeks than we have right now. But I've made it my mission to help you own it. So if you want to see more content like this, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and give me that good old thumbs up if you like today's video. All right, so moving on to the stock market. Why is the stock market doing what it is today after a terrible week, the worst week we've seen since the 2008 financial crisis? Well, I talked to you guys about this last week, even on Wednesday and Thursday, about how this is a perfect time to not panic and really consider adding to dips on this move. Now, some people may argue that maybe the stock market is just in a dead cat bounce, or this might be some sort of rebound before it goes lower. And yeah, maybe that is the case. We'll see what happens moving forward. But what I'd like to do is kind of share with you how the stock market has reacted to things like this in the past, and really kind of give you perspective on what to look for moving forward within the next 6 to 12 months. I'm not talking about this week, next week, or even 1 month from now. I'm talking about the next 6 to 12 months and what you could potentially expect based off of what we've seen in history. So as always, I'll give you the facts, I'll give you my opinion, and then I want to hear from you. So make sure you're leaving comments down below. And as I always respond to every single one of the comments, I would love to hear from you, whether you're for me, against me, it doesn't matter. I always like to engage in conversation with all of my viewers. So let me know what your comments and your thoughts are, and I promise to respond to all of them. All right, so I want to give you a little bit of a history lesson here. If we go back to the last 4 decades, all the way back to 1981, where the HIV/AIDS pandemic really kind of surfaced and impacted the economy in a strong way, and ending all the way up to today of the coronavirus. So we're talking about not only HIV/AIDS, but we're talking about SARS, pneumonic plague, swine flu, bird flu, all of those types of illnesses that impacted the economy short term, how the stock market reacted 6 to 12 months later. So if we go to the first one where we talk about SARS, right? 8,100 people were infected, 774 people died in 2003. The S&P 6 months later, after the initial knee-jerk reaction to SARS, moved 14.59% in the first 6 months, and then a 20% move 12 months after that SARS outbreak occurred. Bird flu, another one, 11.66% 6 months after bird flu outbreak happened, and then another 18% the S&P 500 moved 12 months later. Now, I know what a lot of you might be thinking out there, and you're probably saying, well, SARS and pneumonic plague and even bird flu, those are all rookie numbers, Brad. And you'd be right. But if we look at one that's actually comparable to coronavirus to some degree, that would be the swine flu that happened in 2009, where 61 million people were infected and 575,000 people died as a result of the swine flu in 2009. And that was a major hit to the global economy, people's health in general. And so that, I think, is probably just as impactful. That was the first time that the WHO issued a global health emergency, and they did that with coronavirus now just recently as well. But still, not even close to the numbers that we experienced with swine flu or the numbers that we're experiencing with coronavirus right now. So that is why I've been telling everybody so far to just stop freaking out. Stop worrying about what might happen, because there's no guarantee that coronavirus is going to be nearly as impactful as swine flu was. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but a lot of people are acting like the worst is already here, and it hasn't. And so a lot of those people that were selling last week, instead of buying, like we were kind of encouraging people to maybe consider, are probably kicking themselves today. So in my opinion, there's been no better time to tell you to stop giving in to fear and own the freaking chaos at this point. This is why this channel has been built, right? So just take a step back, take a breather, work your way into some positions that are clearly oversold, and then make your assessment as we're moving into the next 6 to 12 months. Okay, so the next thing that's going on today in the stock market is, guess what? Robinhood is still a trash company and it's still a trash platform. They came out with news today that said that they're experiencing a system-wide outage as markets rebound in heavy volume today. Robinhood was actually trending on Twitter today. Lots of people saying that they were finally getting sick of all of the issues that Robinhood's been having. And I've been saying this for years now, how terrible of a platform that Robinhood is. And it's really only a matter of time before one of these larger companies comes in and scoops them up and actually turns them into a real platform. Maybe that doesn't even happen at all. Maybe we're getting to a point to where Robinhood isn't even purchasable for a major platform such as a Goldman Sachs or Morgan Stanley to come up and buy them. It would be interesting to see how this all plays out. Does Robinhood go under, or do they actually get bought out by somebody else, or do they actually end up seeing this through and coming out on top? I actually want to hear some of your comments below on this as well. What are your thoughts on Robinhood and where the future lies for this company? Having said all that, Robinhood came out and quoted, said they are experiencing a system-wide outage. We are working to resolve this issue ASAP. As of this recording, the issue has not yet been resolved. People are missing out on this amazing move up in the stock market right now, and missing on a lot of trades. So here's the advice that I would give to you. If you really love Robinhood and you really can't just get away from the platform, I always suggest to people, and I do this myself, is to have more than one brokerage. You know, if you have a smaller account and you don't have enough money to move around and leave in multiple brokerages, I get that. But if you do, then I would suggest that you have multiple brokerages, because there's always some sort of issue, you know, whether it is, you know, you being able to buy certain stocks or options with one platform, but you can't with another, and vice versa, you know. And I experienced this with Thinkorswim recently about how Thinkorswim's actually been terrible as well. Order fills have sucked. You know, real-time data has been terrible. So I've been switching to other brokerages to be able to make up for that while they, you know, figure their shit out. So, you know, with Robinhood, it's the same thing. If you really love Robinhood for whatever reason, and for that reason I will never understand, but if you do, just make sure that you're setting yourself up for the best possible success by having another brokerage lying in the waits in case something like this happens again, which it probably will. Finally, in the news today, Tesla, I can't say enough good things about Tesla. You know how much I love you, Elon. You are great, man. Tesla is amazing right now. They are ahead of schedule despite all of this craziness going on in the world. Everybody continues to doubt them. Shorts are all over this about how Tesla's gotten back down into the 600s, but they are ahead of schedule delivering Model Ys, and they have been spotted delivering truckloads of them this week in anticipation of delivering them by the middle of this month. According to Electric, Tesla is starting to ship Model Y electric SUVs by the truckload out of its factory in California ahead of the start of deliveries in a few weeks. As we reported last week, Tesla started confirming Model Y deliveries to customers in the U.S. The automaker has given some customers the delivery windows between March 15th and March 30th, indicating the deliveries will start the second half of the month. On Friday, we reported Tesla being spotted stockpiling some brand new Model Y SUVs in the parking lot of its factory ahead of the start of the deliveries. Now we're receiving reports that Tesla is shipping those Model Y vehicles out of the factory by truckload, and on and on. Now this is just yet another impressive move by Tesla, in my opinion, and there's a really poor outlook for Q1 for Tesla. Don't be surprised if they actually shock everybody and that they actually outperform expectations for Q1 and everything remains on schedule. If you guys recall, they did shut down the Shanghai factory, the Shanghai Gigafactory over in China, but it was only for a week, and they were back to work as usual, delivering Model 3s, and now they are delivering Model Ys in the US too, ahead of schedule, I might add. It'll be interesting to see how all this plays out, but as of this recording, Tesla is trading at $726 from its lows at $611 at the time that I told you guys you really needed to start scaling into this thing. So you see the theme here? Buying into the fear, owning that chaos. Don't be afraid of all the selling that takes place. Use it as an opportunity to buy stocks on the cheap. Speaking of which, we're looking at Apple right now. Apple is getting closer to that $300 mark. AMD is also moving. If you guys tuned into Stock Watch Sunday this past Sunday, we talked about that and how this is going to be a great opportunity for you guys to capitalize on some of these cheaper shares and capitalize on the fear of others instead of giving into it. So now, guys, I want to hear from you. Do you agree with any of the sentiments that I've been giving to you about the stock stock market overall as it relates to the beer bug? Or do you agree with me as far as Robinhood's concerned? Is it time to finally kick the habit of the Robinhood platform? And do you agree with me on Tesla? Do you think Tesla is finally starting to make a bullish move and it's only up from here? I want to hear from you in the comments. Again, I respond to every single one of them, so I would love to hear from you. And that is going to do it for me, guys. Please make sure that you like this video if you got something out of it today, if you see value in today's video, and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell if you've not yet subscribed to this channel. And that is it for me, guys. As always, I will see you all before the bell, and B. Smith is out. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around. If you guys want to see more content that's not stock related but focused on more of the entrepreneur journey, I encourage you to check out the Barcast. It's a new channel that I started with my partner Christian. You get to hear stories from not just myself and Christian, but also other entrepreneurs that are going through this crazy and chaotic journey of entrepreneurship. So if you want to go check that out, please make sure you're doing that. If not, click on some of these other videos as well, and I will see you in the next one.